Well, it's been a wonderful story, and of course the best could be in front of us with Tyson Fury, but it's next cab off the rank. And we haven't had you pleasure of your company for a while. How do you see it overall now with Joshua in his position, Wilder in his position? Well,
the way it stands at the moment, obviously Joshua lost Ruiz, he gets his chance of redemption. Wilder and Fury at that draw. You know, some say it was a dodgy decision for Wilder. It was a very close fight. I thought Fury won, but it was a very close fight. Ultimately, I'd say it's out of Wilder and Fury at the moment as the top two. But then you can't count Ruiz out and you can't count Joshua. He can redeem himself. So until they all fight each other, then we will see who's the last man standing. Fury is the most talented of the lot.
Is he?
I do believe that boxing talent, he's the most talented. But then you have Wilder, who can turn your lights off at any given moment. Joshua wants redemption. Ruiz got fast hands. But, you know, until they all come together, and which would be great to see if it happens, you will not find out who the actual #1 is.
At this moment, is it fair to say that Joshua, of the three, is under the most pressure, David?
At that level, I think all of them will feel the pressure. You know, Tyson Fury going to Las Vegas again, he'll feel the pressure. Wilder fighting Ortiz also be feeling the pressure as he had some trouble in one of the rounds when they fought. So all of the fighters will feel the heat, but that's why these guys are at the top, is because they rise to the occasion. They turn it on when the pressure's on. And in terms of rankings, Enzo said, you know,
Fury.
He said Fury. I understand that. Neither Fury or Wilder have had a loss. Both Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz Jr. have had a loss before. So it's hard to say someone who's had a loss is better than someone who's never lost.
Fury and Wilder probably the top.
Fury and Wilder, I'll go with the top. And I want to see who they fight. They had a draw. Whether I scored it for Fury or not is irrelevant. The judges at the time said it was a draw, so it was a draw. That's what we have to go with. They're both going to have a couple of fights apiece to do it again. And people, it could go one or two ways. Either Fury could have got some more experience, could have fine-tuned his skills as he was out of the game for so long after the Klitschko fight. And a lot of people say he's going to be a lot better now than he was for that fight.
He'd say that's what I'm doing now.
Exactly. Same thing could be said for Deontay Wilder. You know, he's had a couple of fights. His fight with Dominic Brazil was an absolute cracker of a right hand. I've never seen a heavyweight just walk across the ring and just put someone's lights out that quickly, that ferociously. He's having a rematch with Ortiz, which is an interesting fight. So I think both fighters are going to be way better for their rematch. Both of them are going to be on form. I don't think Wilder rated Fury that much. I think he underestimated him. I know Fury didn't underestimate Wilder, but both fighters, there's arguments for why both fighters could win the rematch. But I'm really
It's strange as well why they both set each other up with fights to get ready for this big rematch in February. Both against southpaws. They both fight in southpaws, which I find strange.
I just don't think there's that many heavyweights who are unbeaten at the moment, and I think it's just a pure coincidence.
I think Wilder, he just wants to have redemption with Ortiz.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it is strange southpaws. I think Wilder's taking more of a risk because Ortiz is, you know, he's a really decent southpaw, and there was times in the fight against Wilder the first time where he really had him, didn't he? But I still think long term, the big one that we all want to see would obviously be Fury and Joshua, and I do think that is going to happen because I think Joshua will get his act together in this next fight.
Do you?
Yeah, I do, because I think tactically, I think he took on a banger, you know, at his own game in the last fight. You remember, he casts him with a good shot, Josh does, goes in to finish the job, gets caught himself, doesn't really recover from that, and then he has a few problems and then loses the fight. I think this fight, though, Paul, against Ruiz, it's a basic fight. You've got a tall fella who can really punch very well, and he's a great long-range boxer. You've got a small guy who's game as they come. He's now world champion, full of confidence, and he'll take on anyone in the world. But if he gets it right tactically, Josh can win this, I think, quite comfortable. He's just got to keep his range and his distance.
And what are you hearing about his approach to the job?
Well, I'm seeing him in the gym. I've seen him a couple of times since then. I've had a little bit of a chat with him. He seems to be well focused and he's ready for the rematch, and you know, he wants to put things right. I think he's getting his act together. I also spoke to Rob McCracken, his trainer. They know what they've got to do. It's all down to Josh. I agree, he might be under a little bit more pressure now, but tactically, if he gets it right, it's a comfortable fight. You're just in against a guy who's very, very dangerous and strong, but you box tactically to get your distance against him, stay off the rope, stay out the corners, and he should win the fight. I think he'll catch him for me.
Thank you.